Okay, model railroad fans, in this video I'm going to talk about my track planning on what I'm calling the Iowa Southern Railroad, or IAS. It's always something. I wanted to look into a professional track planner. I became aware of Bill Baronic on Big Bill's show on Model Railroading Live. I watched several of Bill's interviews on YouTube. I contacted him several months ago and we had a nice discussion. We had emails going back and forth, and I completed his questionnaire, and he does a no-cost initial consult and draft plan. So I supplied all the measurements for the basement. He developed the plan and gave me a price quote. About 600 square feet of my basement, and Bill's plan was an around the room layout with a central peninsula. He had a lower staging level with a helix, and it would allow for real long train runs passing the scenery just once. There was a lot of room for designing countryside towns and industries, and there was one lift out by an entry door, and it was a significant investment. It wasn't unreasonable, but it was quite a bit of money, so I have to think about it. This is a diagram that Bill developed. You can see it's around the room layout with a big central peninsula. The helix is on the left bottom, which would lead to staging tracks underneath. And in his draft plan, he doesn't flesh out the details. You have to commit to him and send in money before he'll start the detail work. But I found this interesting, but also very challenging. Indicated challenging, but maybe intimidating, daunting, or complex would be a better analogy. I'm kind of a simple model railroad guy. I don't have any need for a lower staging yard. I'll just put my trains on the layout, just keep them there. The helix is something I don't want to get into. They're too complex and time consuming to build. The various widths of the layout gave me trouble. I'm not excited about building a lift out bridge, but it may be necessary. There wasn't any space for a workbench. I think these issues can be overcome working with Bill. So they weren't deal killers, but I had to really think about what I wanted to do. These are factors I thought about in my decision to use Bill or not. And Bill has real strong opinions on how the model railroad should be set up. I'm pretty independent minded. I'm used to doing what I want when I want it. So I had to decide, will I get what I want from this hobby working with Bill? And I decided I'd like to create my own vision. I want to build individual models. I'm going to get something running quickly so I can do my JMRI scripts. I like to create the YouTube videos. And then, although his cost was reasonable, could I spend that money in other ways? And could I actually complete the around the room layout he designed? Yeah, I truly appreciate Bill's education of me and the work he did with the plan. I learned a lot during his process, but I'm going to go forward in what I call my 4x8 mentality. I already have a vision of what I want to do with my layout and modeling towns across southern Iowa. And I want to get started building individual models. And I want to keep it flexible, so I can change things as I go along. What do I mean by flexible and modules? So I'm going to build these modules in 2x8s, 3x8s, 4x8s, or 3x10s, but not wider than 3 foot for the around the room. I want to start with the coal mine, and then the power plant south of Burlington, then the Burlington area, Ottumwa, and then I'll move on to other towns along the way. I'm not going to list them all, but Creston will be important for me, as well as Corning. This will be the first module I'm going to build, the New River Mining Company. And in a minute here I'll show you the track plan. Here's the track plan. Got the mine in the middle. At the bottom are the two main lines I want to have, and then they branch off into this siding. I may have to open up the distance between those three prong switches on either side. I don't think that's enough room underneath the mine, but I can deal with that. There's a parking lot above the mine, and then there's a runaround track with a building which will serve as the switcher. That'll be kind of dedicated to the coal mine area. So maybe a little longer than 8 foot, but we'll see. Okay, so I realize I can't just build these modules willy-nilly. So this is one of the designs I've come up with. I call it the double dog bone. And mine would be down in the bottom there somewhere, so there's more room for siding, and it can go around the dog bone to, you know, fill the empties and take them over to the other side and then bring them back. So that's one option I'm looking at. The second option I'm looking at has a lift out bridge, and then I turn the peninsulas. Instead of one long one, I got two shorter ones. Of course, I'd round off the edges so they don't catch you on the hip, but that's another option I'm giving thought to. But either way, the coal mine would fit fine along the bottom. I also have several other models with me here in New Hampshire. I got two of these truss bridges. I got the packing company. I also have the stockyards that go with it. I have this big cement plant, which I could use as a silo. Got a rail builders. Here's a Sunrise feed mill. I could probably use that in Creston. I got a background building. And then I got another background building. So that's the models I have here to work on. We're having new flooring put in the condo here, and the door was open. The cat went over and was laying in the sun and thoroughly enjoying herself, rolling around in the sunlight. I thought that was kind of cute. She's alive. Libby's alive and well here in New Hampshire, doing fine. Thanks for watching.